Um, you could barely see the moon. I, it looks like a bright full moon under the clouds. So you know it gotta be real bright if you could see it under the clouds that bright. So, what's a strawberry moon? I don't know. They say this moon comes about every 18.6 years. So that means the last time, oh my goodness, how old am I? I was 21. I was 21. So, I don't know. I'm about to go see more about the strawberry. Oh, here go a better view. That's what I was looking for. Hold on. It's still not. You see it better in person. The camera not really picking up on it, but I could see the moon better now from this angle. Um, I don't really know much about what this strawberry moon is supposed to be, but I could tell you spiritually what I've been going through and what I think it is. And I wanted to do that before I actually went go look it up for real. But I think it's about release. I think it's about releasing things from the past, releasing karmic cycles, releasing toxic cycles. I feel right. Or I'm gonna use one of my favorite terms that I come up with, releasing junk emotions, releasing like those old residue ghost emotions and stuff like that that's no longer needed. And I said this I don't know how many months ago about that, about releasing those emotions that I've healed from. And how many months ago was that? Maybe it was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. And releasing those emotions because I've already healed in those places. But that emotion, those emotions and the residue from those emotions, including memories, because I was talking about memories in the last video, and releasing that. That's what I think this is. Like, the transformation has already happened. It's like transformative, like a transformative moon, I would say. But what I'm feeling is, it's like the transformation has already happened. And it's so wild because when I'm on this side, it's just like the angles that I could see it. Let me see. You know, it's like when you move and you see things from different perspectives. And that's how life is. Like, and also being a Gemini, we see things from every angle. You know what I'm saying? So moving and changing position to see something from a different angle. And I do that a lot. I do that a lot. And yeah, you could see things from a different angle. Once you move your position, you can see things from a different perspective. And a lot of times, not sometimes, a lot of times, the angle and the perspective that we're looking at something that is not conducive. It's not, let me finish that thought before I go. It's not conducive to what we need to attain out the situation. Like, we could be looking at something and we could be standing in one position and we could be looking at something from that position, but looking at it from that position is not getting us the results that we want. So even though we could see the thing, and these are things that I learned early in life. And when I say early, I mean like in my teenage years and stuff like that. So just like when I say, and it's not that I said this is a saying, but it's true, opportunity can be some of the most distracting things to happen to you when you have reached a certain level. And that's it goes to even what I was just talking about. You could be on, let's just say you could be on tier 10, and then you go all the way up to tier 50. But while you're going up to tier 50, on the way to tier 50, after you pass tier 10, an opportunity that would be a great opportunity and a beneficial opportunity for tier 10, if you take that opportunity, it's going to stagnate you and prevent you from going to tier 50. So, and a lot of times, just in life, when we are changing positions, when we're growing and going on to something else, that's when those opportunities hit. And the reason, I ain't gonna go into that, because some people thought they was running G on me, and I don't have time for all that. So just let them think they're doing it. But yeah, I learned very early, and when I say very, very early, when I was a teenager, I learned that I can see things from multiple angles. Let's be real, every angle, but that's all contingent on me switching positions. If I'm standing in one place, let me get the moon in the background. If I'm standing in one place, I may have the ability to see things from every angle, but if I'm standing in one place and I'm not willing to switch positions, then the ability is just an ability. It's not something that I'm actually am doing. See, being capable of doing something and doing something are two different things. And a lot of times people get stuck on it. And that's what I be telling people as artists. It's like a lot of people, you have to have a developed ego. You have to develop yourself to be able to develop truly as an artist. Your art and what you create is no more than a reflection of yourself. If you don't develop, your art don't develop. I learned more life lessons in my studio than out in the world. I could say two types of situations I learned the most from. Gardening with my daddy, because he taught me some life lessons in the cycle process of gardening. So he taught me some life lessons. And that's the very person who taught me to look to the sky and understand that everything in life changes except for that up there. Which is good that, I'm adaptable. So, yeah, and by me being adaptable, Gemini, and I'm able to switch positions. And again, just having the ability of doing something and actually doing it is two different things. So, a lot of times, especially when you're looking at something that's fixed, the moon is something that is fixed. The moon is in the coordinates and position that it's in. It rotates, and we rotate. It rotates in a different direction than what we're rotating. So half of the day we don't see it. I'm gonna say day, like the day is supposed to be when the sun out. So we don't see it in the day when we're not in a position or the path or the position or the of the view. We're out of view of it. Just like right now, it's dark and the sun is still out there, but we can't see it. But that doesn't mean it's not still out there. And when I clown, and I make little jokes about people who only believe what they see with their eyes. And when I did that whole little bill, when I had a whole little time period where I was doing a little recording, that seeing is believing, and I'd be like, is it? Is it? It's either the sun is out there or not. So, do we have indication that is out there? It's just like the spirit world. Just like when I be talking about stuff, and it's like when I say the physical world, the material world that we live in physically is no more than a ripple effect of the spiritual world. So that means before something happens in the physical world, it has already happened in the spiritual world, in the spiritual realm. And I was, clowning, cracking some little jokes last weekend about the spiritually blind trying to do certain things. It's too late once you can see it. And that's an old saying. It ain't nothing that I made up. That's an old saying. And it is. It's too late once you can see it. Just like when people say, don't talk about nothing until it happens. Well, we have to think about that in two folds. A lot of things you have to speak into existence. And a lot of things, for me, I say out in the open or on social media, or I say out in the open to people off of social media. I'll say things because that holds me accountable. Once it then left my mind and left my mouth and I didn't said it, that means that now I gotta do it because that's the way I'm built and I'm cut. I'm not talking about nobody else. That's just the way I'm cut. But the whole thing of, I'm going to just come straight out with it because I am a Gemini, the sabotaging. You can't sabotage something that's already happened. But because some people are spiritually blind, they're doubters, they're non-believers. They have no faith. They live in the material world, a physical world. So even after you didn't heard it, even after I didn't say it, it's already happened. The transformation that I spoke about last weekend, the moving on part of my life that I spoke about last weekend, that happened months ago. Literally, it happened months ago. And not only did it happen months ago, it happened about 3 years ago in the spirit world, if you want to use time as a compass. But it happened years ago. The transformation happened years ago. Even with my healing process, that happened. I healed years ago, but I had to go through recovery. After the healing process, I had to go through recovery. And the recovery was the most exhausting part of it. That was the part, like, I was like so out of it last year. I was like, it was spooky. It was spooky. It was spooky because I didn't understand why I was so tired. And I was so tired because more things that I didn't know and I didn't understand about healing. But I was so tired because when I thought about it, when you lifting, let's just say like if you lifting weights, your muscles don't feel sore and your muscles don't get tired really until you put the weight down. And after the healing process, that's when I became tired, which I thought that, dang it, as tired as, I was like, tired wasn't the word. I was lethargic, and it's like, yeah, after I finally dropped all that weight of all that trauma that I was holding, my body felt the release. And when my body felt the release, that made me tired. Like, tired isn't the word. I don't know what's the 2, 5, 10 steps beyond tired. So, going back to perspective. So, when you have something that's fixed like the moon, I can't go up there and change the moon, move the moon. The moon isn't going to move for me. The sun isn't going to move. Oh, this is what I was talking about. So, what is the evidence that the sun is still out there shining, even though we can't see it from where we are right now, where I am and the people around me, this part of the world? What's the evidence that the sun is still there? Is there evidence that the sun is still there? Maybe I should start with that question. Maybe I'm too assuming by jumping to what's the evidence? Is there evidence that the sun is still shining somewhere? So I'm going to leave that open question. So, because it's kind of rhetorical. So, things in the physical realm. And this is why the ego and people who are trapped in their egos and people who operate from the ego, this is what makes them feel powerful. This is what makes them feel like they have more of the advantage than people who look for things from a spiritual level. They think that they have the advantage, and they think that they're, whatever they think, they're all knowing, and they think they're all powerful. Because some people have mastered witchcraft. Witchcraft is the manipulation of things in a physical realm, including people. People are physically in a physical realm. So people who are highly skilled and highly crafty at manipulating the physical realm, they feel all-knowing and all-powerful. But there's so many flaws in that way of operating. But I won't say what it is, because I'm not the one to try to prove them wrong. You might be right. Because in your mind, you're right. But yeah, when people are successful and highly skilled and highly crafty at manipulation of the physical realm and things that are physical in the material realm, that makes people not care about the spiritual world. That makes people not believe that the spiritual world is really there. That makes people think that they're all powerful. That makes people think that they're God. And don't get me wrong, when I say I'm God, I mean that. I mean that in the essence of I am a reflection of God. I am a manifestation of God. That means something is operating beyond my control. And when you have people who are highly manipulative and highly crafty at witchcraft and warlocketry, I don't know if warlocketry is a word, but very high power witches and warlocks, they're skilled at manipulating things in the material world. And that in itself, and that arrogance, and that godlike feeling that they have, it always trips them up. It always tripped them up because, like I said, things happen in the spiritual realm first, and by the time it hit the physical realm, it's already happened. And just like I said, just to close out this whole conversation, happy birthday to me. My birthday struck 10 minutes ago here. It's already, like I said, I healed years ago. Like I said, my transformation and my moving on to the next stage, even though I just said it last weekend, but it occurred months ago. So just imagine somebody who is dependent on their physical senses, not understanding the physical senses is attached to something because they're not attached to the spiritual realm. And that's why witches manipulate and they do witchcraft, because they don't have a cord to the spiritual realm. So they manipulate in the physical realm. But what's going to always and always do trip them up, if something happened years ago or it happened months ago, but you're in the physical realm right now manipulating something, then what type of fruit are your actions going to bear? They're going to bear temporary fruit. It's going to bear fruit that rot on the branches. It's going to cause you to live in a fantasy world, a delusion. And that's why they're always trying to fool people and play these mind games and these sleight of hand tricks and play with people's mind and stuff like that, because they know that what they're doing isn't real. They know that they aren't real. So you may manipulate something, or you think you've manipulated something because you got the result that you were desiring, but your actions didn't cause that result. That was going to happen anyway. So in the long run, and when it comes down to the essence of things, and it comes down to the bottom line, when it comes to the end of whatever the situation is, you did nothing but waste time by playing, wasting time and playing in the physical realm, and deluding and lying to yourself that you're really doing something. Happy birthday to me under the strawberry moon. So I just took some pictures. I'm going to post it right here in this little silence. So those pictures that I just posted, because it's nighttime, it have a delay focus. So the picture snaps, but then it holds a focal point, and it takes a couple of seconds, then it snaps again. And that pretty much represents exactly what I was just talking about. The picture snapped the first time, but you would think that the picture didn't really snap until the second time when it focused and did the but really it took the initial picture freeze frame, and then it held that position to focus, and then it snapped the picture. So like I was saying about the physical material world and people who are blind to the spiritual realm, they don't understand that that picture had already snapped the first time when I hit the button that snapped the picture, when it first took the initial picture and first focused, and all that, those seconds in between the first frame in a final snap frame, the picture had already been taken. That means that no matter what I would have done or how I would have moved, it wasn't going to take the picture of, if I had changed position. If I took the picture like this, and after I hit it, and it froze frame to focus, and if I would have moved like that, this isn't the picture it was going to take. It would still took this picture. And that's a prime example, a perfect example of what I meant by people who are blinded in the physical realm and they don't know it.